is a quick tutorial on how to plot data points on a background image in Tableau. The first step is to find an image that you want to use as a background image and save it somewhere on your computer. So in my example, what I'm trying to do is plot specific body parts on this tiny little adorable human. So we have hands, arms, head, and we generally know where that is for the most part. So visually, I know that the head is going to be somewhere here, the feet are somewhere there, but the question is, where do we get the numbers that are driving the plotting? I think what would help is if I show the headers for the X and the Y axes, and you could see that basically all I did was I plotted in an Excel spreadsheet such as this, the latitude and longitude, or the X's and the Y's for each of the body parts. So if we look at head as an example, it's about 8 and 5.5, so that brings us right about here. Now if I wanted to move a specific data point to the left or to the right, I would just plot different numbers in different latitudes and longitudes. A key step when you're uploading images is that you have to make sure that on your maps, your background maps is set to none, because the default here is set to Tableau, and this is what you would get if it was set to Tableau. It would plot it somewhere near Ghana. I'm going to undo that. The way we actually bring the image in here is we go to Map, Background Images, and then you select your primary data source that you are working in. In my case, it's body part locations. And then you go ahead and click Add Image and then fill out the necessary attributes. I'll quickly walk through the attributes that are being used here. So basically, I clicked Browse to find the image. It automatically labeled it wearables image because that's what my image is labeled, but you can change the name to this to anything you want. The X and Y fields, you have to make sure to set 2 measures to a latitude and longitude and then place them on X's and Y's in order to drive the plotting. And then you do have to set the axis that correlates with the data points that you've entered in Excel. So I went somewhere between -5 and 15 in my plotting, but you can create yours from -100 to +100 or 5 to 5. It doesn't really matter as long as you're consistent between the scaling that you use here and the scaling that's used in your data source. I'm going to say OK. And basically the way it starts plotting is we put body locations on text. If I remove body locations, everything kind of goes away. I hope this explained the tutorial for you. If you do have questions, just write a comment down here.